Hello everyone, myself Sujit Sali, lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department, Jain Polytechnic, Belgaum. So today we'll go to one of the chapters from Basic Thermal Engineering subject, that is Gas Turbine and Jet Propulsion System. So in this video we'll be going through jet propulsions. So that is what we'll be learning in this video will be, that is Ramjet engine, Turbojet engine and rocket engine. So these are the jet propulsions. Okay, how actually a jet propulsion takes place, and what are the three different types of jet propulsion, that is ramjet, turbojet and rocket engine. So let's go through the first one, that is what do you mean by ramjet engine. So you can see on the right side it is a ramjet engine. So the ramjet engine, what it consists of, okay, so it consists of a diffuser, so which is used for compression of the air. So the air will be left from here, okay, so for compression of air, and we'll be having a combustion chamber where the if for example you can see here, these are fuel injectors. Okay, the fuel injector will be sent into this combustion chamber, and using the igniter the combustion takes place. Okay, so this is a combustion chamber here. Then you have fuel injectors, and you have a igniter is nothing but a something like your petrol engine. Okay, so here the combustion, whatever the air fuel mixture is there, so that burning takes place due to the help of spark plug. So in this same way, here it is igniter, and you have a nozzle. Okay, and then there is an exhaust. So the air enters the ramjet plant with supersonic speed. Okay, you can see here from the left side, the air enters here the ramjet. This is the ramjet with the supersonic speed, and is slowed down in the supersonic diffuser. Okay, so whatever the air is there that is entering from the left side, it will be in a supersonic speed. Okay, so that whatever the speed is there, so that speed is reduced. Okay, so what you mean by that is slowed down by using the supersonic diffusers. Okay, so diffusers are used to slow down it. So the pressure, okay, here what happens is the pressure gets increased in the supersonic diffuser. Okay, leads to formation of shock waves. Okay, so whatever the air is there, it is entering here at supersonic speed, then it is slowed down here, and here it what happens is at supersonic diffuser, what your pressure, okay, the pressure gets increased and leads to the formation of what, the shock waves. So the pressure of the air is further increased in a subsonic diffuser. So again, whatever the air is there, again it is increased in these diffuser. Okay, in main diffuser you have supersonic diffuser and subsonic. So again the pressure is furthermore increased in subsonic diffuser, and also the temperature is also increased. So now the fuel is injected in the combustion chamber here. Okay, so what happens is your the fuel, whatever the fuel is there, that is injected using these fuel injectors, and then whatever the air was there that had been left from this left side of the ramjet engine, so the air as well as your fuel, the mixture, okay, whatever there, the mixing takes place. And once the air fuel mixture proper mixing is done, okay, so that mixture is ignited, or what it is burnt by using the spark plug or igniter. And due to that, what happens, the combustion of the mixture takes place. So the temperature here, it rises up to around 2000 degree Kelvin. Okay, so the pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy. So due to the combustion, what happens, high pressure is generated, that is converted into kinetic energy. High velocity gas is leaving the nozzle, provides the forward thrust to the whole unit. Okay, so whatever the pressure that has been generated here, so that is converted into high velocity gases leaving the nozzle. Okay, so whatever the mixture is, or the combustion is there, the high velocity, it will be at a very high velocity leaving the nozzle, which provides the forward thrust or forward motion to this ramjet or the whole unit. So this actually, this ramjet engine, okay, so that is the explanation of ramjet. So this actually ramjet is used in aircraft, what do you call, aircrafts, okay, so such as X-43A, and then these are also used in missiles powered by ramjet engines, and they are also used in some military applications. So this is regarding your ramjet engine. So now let's go to the second one, turbojet engine. So on the right side you can see this is the schematic diagram of a turbojet engine. So a turbojet engine is a jet engine which produces all of its thrust by ejecting a high energy gas stream from the engine exhaust nozzle. So you can see in this diagram, we'll go through what it is one by one. Whatever here you have, again same way in turbojet engine, there is a diffuser, compressor, a combustion chamber. Okay, so in diffuser what happens, the velocity is converted into pressure. Okay, So the whatever the pressurized air is there, that is again further pressurized in this compressor, and the combustion chamber where the combustion of air fuel mixture takes place. Okay, and you have turbine. Okay, so these turbines are rotated and the combustion takes place, and after that finally whatever the combustion is there, that is excited or is thrown out of the nozzle. So here in this what happens is atmospheric air at aircraft velocity enters the diffuser at point A. So this from A, let's consider this as A. So whatever the air is there, that is entering the diffuser from the left side from here. Okay. So next, the diffuser converts the kinetic energy of the air into pressure energy, and the compression takes place is called as ram compression. Clear? So whatever the air is there that is entering here through the diffuser, what happens? That whatever the kinetic energy is there, that is converted into the pressure energy. Okay, and the compression of this again, whatever the air is there, it takes place in this compressor. We call it as a ram compression. So again, after passing, the air is further compressed in the compressor here. Okay, so once the air is passed through the diffuser, it is passed through this compressors where the air is further compressed. So this pressurized air is then what happens is passed through this combustor where the fuel is burned at a high pressure. Okay, sorry, at constant pressure. So whatever this compressed air is there, that is passed in this combustion chamber. Here, once the compressed air is passed, so fuel is supplied. So whatever the compressed air was there, it is having a high pressure. Okay, so to that high pressure, a fuel is injected so that the combustion or the burning of this air fuel mixture takes place at constant pressure. So during this process, what happens is the temperature of the gases increases. Okay, so whatever the product of that combustion that is obtained, so it is expanded over this turbine. Okay, whatever is there, that is turbine to a high pressure such that the turbine develops power which is capable of driving the compressor and the rest of the auxiliaries. Okay, so this compressor has to be worked. Okay, or what do you mean by rotated, so that rotation is given to this compressor by this turbine. Okay, so when the combustion takes place, so when the combustion of this air fuel mixture takes place, so the gases get expanded. Okay, and whatever the gases were there, they are passed to this turbine. So here, due to the high pressure developed, what happens, the turbine develops power. Okay, so when the high pressurized air passes through this turbine, the turbine starts rotating, it develops power, which again rotates these compressors. Okay, so the pressure of the gases at the outlet, the gas turbine, is above the atmospheric. So what happens is whatever the pressurized air is there, that is here, that is developed here due to combustion, so that pressure is more compared to the atmospheric pressure. What finally what happens is whatever this pressurized air or the combustion which is having a high pressure is made to pass through this nozzle. So at that time what happens, when it is passing through this nozzle, it has a higher velocity. Okay, compared to the inlet air, it is whatever the air is coming through this, so this velocity is slower than the velocity that is obtained at the exhaust, or what we call it as an exit nozzle. Okay, so as the exhaust passes through this nozzle, it is accelerated to the high speed. So that is how you will get a propulsion. Okay, so this is regarding the turbojet engine. So this turbojet engine is normally used in the commercial aircraft. So whatever the aircrafts are used for passenger aircrafts, okay, to carry from one point to another point. So in that we use this turbojet engine, and also these turbojet engines are used in some drag racing. What do you call the car drag racing competitions. So some due to some by using some modifications, so these turbo engines are fitted to those cars. Okay, rocket engine. Okay, so here in this rocket engine, so you can see, so simple example is your rockets. Okay, so whatever the missiles that are developed by the military and for its applications, various launching pads. Okay, so these rocket engines are used. Okay, so in this rocket engine, okay, we'll see one by one what is the construction. So the thrust required for the rocket propulsion is produced by high velocity jet of gases passing through the nozzle. Okay, so whatever this nozzle is there, you can see here there is a nozzle. So whatever the thrust that is required for this propulsion of this whole rocket is provided by what? High velocity jet of gases passing through this nozzle. Clear? So the rocket engine consists of what? FT, a fuel tank, that is here. There is a fuel tank, and then oxidizer tank. Okay, so here this O. this becomes your oxidizer tank. You have two pumps here, P1 and P2, a steam turbine, okay, that is this one, a steam turbine, and a combustion chamber. So combustion chamber is the place where the combustion of fuel takes place. Clear? So next, the fuel tank contains alcohol and oxidizer, and oxidizer tank contains liquid oxygen. Okay, the fuel tank contains alcohol, so here whatever the fuel is there, that is used. Okay, so and whatever your oxidizer, okay, as a tank, it consists of liquid oxygen. Okay, so the fuel and oxidizer are supplied. So whatever the fuel and oxidizer is supplied by the pump to the combustion chamber where the fuel is ignited. So how actually this fuel as well as oxidizer is supplied, okay, from the fuel tank and from the oxidizer tank. So these are supplied to the combustion chamber using these two pumps. So these two pumps are operated by this steam turbine. Okay, so the steam turbine makes these two pumps operate. Mm. So oxidizer helps in oxidizing the fuel. So why the oxidizer is used? For oxidizing the fuel means proper mixing the oxidizer substance with the fuel for combustion. Okay, so for that reason oxidizer is used, so that proper mixing happens. It means whatever the oxidizer is there, it is mixed with the fuel tank so that we will get a proper combustion. So pump carry the fuel and oxidizer to the combustion chamber. Okay, so in combustion chamber the oxidizer and fuel get mixed, and soon the mixture or whatever the mixture is there is ignited to produce a high pressure and temperature gas. Okay, so now what happens is this one pump pumps the fuel from the fuel tank to the combustion chamber, and another pump it pumps the oxidizer into the combustion chamber. And when the oxidizer and fuel both they come and mix up in the combustion chamber, at that time what happens, this mixture is ignited. Okay, so to produce what, a high pressure and temperature gas. So the hot gas produced in the combustion chamber is permitted to escape through what we call it as opening, and then through a diverging expansion nozzle. This you can see here, expansion nozzle here. Okay, so whatever the pressure and temperature is produced, that is passed through these nozzle or opening, what we call them as, and sufficient pressure is provided to the nozzle chokes and supersonic jet is formed. Okay, here what happens is, you can see there is small opening here. From here the pressure goes on increasing, so this becomes your converging and diverging nozzle. Okay, the opening here you get a larger opening, so due to that what happens, the high pressure gas, whatever the gases have been burnt, so it produces a high pressure here. So due to that high pressure what happens, the thrust is provided. Thrust in the sense the uplifting of the what you call the rocket will be provided, and due to the thrust provided here what happens, your rocket it starts moving upwards. So this is nothing but your rocket engine. So these rocket engine are used in missiles. Okay, so they are also used for what you call launching vehicles. Okay, so these launching, for example, ISRO's. Okay, so to launch any of their satellites and all, so these rockets are used. So they are also used as thrusters for launching any devices such as satellites. Okay, so that is what, so these are used as a what you call launching pads for various satellites. Okay, so that it can be easily launched into the outer space or the orbit of our planet, so that it rotates in a orbit. Okay, so this is regarding the rocket engine. So in this video we have seen three types of engines, okay, or what we call them as jet engines. So that is ramjet engine, turbojet engine, and rocket engine. So here you'll be given in exam, okay, you have to draw these diagrams and explanation. So based on the marks you have to write the explanation. So diagram is compulsory, whether it is depending on the marks, but depending how much marks is being given, based on that you can increase or decrease the explanation. Clear? So I hope you have understood. So keep going on seeing these videos so that you remember the content for a longer period of time. Thank you.